Well, hello, hello. What is up, NTTU? So excited to be here with you today. And before I start, very quick question. Did anyone happen to make a New Year resolution to be more positive this year? Because I did. Come on, we all like positive. Positive energy, positive outcome, positive feedback. Positive sound good. But I'm bringing to you a controversial idea. What if I say, in my job, negative, surprisingly, is what we're often hoping for. And today, I'm here to explain to you why a boring diagnosis could be a blessing. My name is Vivi, and I am a histotechnology scientist. I know, it's a mouthful. Every time I tell people what I do for a living, I often get the same look. You said histo what? And I don't blame them or you because while most of the world see positive as a goal, I'm the person to find out what that will actually mean under a microscope. So I wanna say that I'm so thankful for all of the support of my team, my coworker at Community Hospital Pathology Department for allowing me to capture all of the beautiful images behind the scenes that you're gonna see. And the term histo, it comes from Greek. So it's short for histology, and it means the study of tissue. So when a doctor is wondering what's happening inside your body that could not visually see by normal eyes, like a piece of skin, a lymph node, part of an organs, they would biopsy that, and they would send those samples to us. And in my lab, negative is the greatest gift you can receive. Negative means you go home to your ordinary life. Positive, on the other hand, means the script of your life has just been turned up. Have you ever wondered what's happening backstage to a sample before it becomes a final diagnosis? Before any diagnosis exists as language, it first exists as matter. When a specimen arrived to us, it looked like nothing. A sub-10 pink fragment of tissue floating in a jar of formalin, and that sharp formaldehyde scent get my throat every time thinking about it. Must be muscle memory now. But anyway, to see what's happening to a sample at cellular level, we don't just need a microscope. We need to stop time first. A carefully timed series of chemical reagents will act like a camera shutter to fix that tissue structure at one precise moment, because if I'm slower than bacteria and enzyme, the image will be lost. And that, in the right term for that is fixation. That is one of the most crucial steps, because if we fail that, the whole sequence chain will be messed up. Then a machine called microtome becomes my assistant to slide that hardened wax block of tissue 20 times thinner than a string of your hair. Yeah, and that's how we show our handcraft into controlling the temperature. And the feeling of picking out the perfect section on a slide is feel amazing. And finally, I will stand those slides into vivid, almost abstract painting. A hidden world comes alive. These beautiful images that you are looking at are the final product of that precise choreography. They are very common routine and special stand that we perform at our lab daily. Hematoxylin and eosin, actually for short, trichrome, silver, iron, ocean fluid, and PAS. And I'm not going to talk about chemistry the rest of the talk, so don't worry. I'm just going to talk about the colors of these, the impact of these colors, because each of these colors is doorway into diseases. For instance, actually pinks and purple could show at my review cancer forming in the skin and cervix. The blue of trichrome, it might expose liver turning into scar. And silver stain is very helpful into fighting fungal infection. Now you see these colors, they aren't decoration, they are evidence. Over a century ago, Dr. Rudolf Virchow taught us that diseases begin in the cells. So if you could stand the right structure, the body will tell you a story. Precision is the requirement of my job. So you would assume someone who spent my days obsessed with the tiny matters that much like me would help my life perfectly together. No. One clinical incident has taught me that precision alone doesn't make a healer. So early in my career, I was working in a Mohs lab. It is where skin cancers are removed. And let me just simplify this whole complicated image for you. So Mohs procedure is one of the most popular and efficient way to treat skin cancer these days in the same day at the clinic. And it was named after Frederick Mohs. So I was working side by side with a Mohs surgeon in a lab, and one afternoon, I looked into my microscope and I saw the jagged edges of basal cell carcinoma, a very common type of skin cancer. It's very treatable, but if you overlook it, it could damage healthy cells. And I did what any proud young scientist do. I shouted, I saw it, it's so positive. And oh my God, little did I know how thin the wall was. The hallway went silent. The surgeon stopped moving. And I looked up and I saw my supervisor just look at me. That moment has taught me something I have never been trained to see. The patient heard me. It's the space between data and meaning, and between a result and a lie. So in my lab, result is just information. But for patient, it's identity, future, fear, and mortality. We often got trained to value precision, but precision without empathy creates distance. So from that day on, I stopped seeing sample and started seeing people. Because the slides on my desk, it could be a 25-year-old female whose routine checkup turned into cervical cancer, or that one 37-year-old man who loved mountain biking, ending his Tuesday with a bone marrow biopsy. Because they could be your neighbor, your friend, your parent. So I can tell you that I stopped seeing sample and started seeing more people. And up until this point, I've seen thousands of patients a year on the chart. The reality is I only see puzzle pieces of people. I only got to see them at one frozen moment in time, often when something has already gone wrong. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Our healthcare system is designed this way. It reacts to sickness, it rarely protects health early. We investigate when something already looks suspicious, and we biopsy when it's already looked wrong, or we test when symptoms persist. We have gone so far at diagnosing diseases, but we don't celebrate uneventful health. We barely notice it. That realization followed me home. 6 months ago, I became the patient. So part of my face on the right side developed persistent numbness. And it wouldn't go away. After multiple doctor visits, tests, scan, and an MRI, then they said the word we all dread. We'll call you when the results are back. Now that line sounds so familiar, but I don't like it anymore because the table has turned. I wasn't a scientist. I was a patient. In my lab, I control variables. As patient, I had none. I left the clinic and went home, waiting, checking my phone 24/7, waiting like my life depended on a ringtone. It's too ridiculous. And eventually, when they called, they told me that it was just a vitamin B12 deficiency. Wait, what? Just a vitamin? Yeah. I reacted the same way. I mean, as a person who studies disease every day, my mind didn't go to that vitamin first. It went to the worst case scenario. Tumor, multiple sclerosis, permanent damages. And I was really anxious, yes. The other part of me, it was curious. Because I'm young and I'm active, so what had I missed? Were there any subtle changes before this? Or yeah, as I'm often the one who gets to deliver these kinds of answers to people, but now as a patient, I realize how fragile that uncertainty was. And what stayed with me was not just the fear of a diagnosis itself. It was how long insecurity can live inside something still look normal, ordinary. A symptom that seems small, a change that might not feel important enough yet. And for a while, life going around it. School, work, plans, routine. everything looked normal from the outside, but internally, something had changed. Now I am wondering, now you are wondering. And wondering could be its own kind of interruption, not with crisis, not with catastrophe, but with hesitation, with waiting, with hoping that it will pass. And maybe that's part of why a boring diagnosis matters so much. Sometimes a life-changing moment is not a diagnosis. It's the moment when your life's still normal but doesn't feel is no longer guaranteed. And there's a cultural tension here. We often celebrate dramatic recoveries, breakthrough surgery, cutting-edge therapies, but the most common miracle in medicine is far less visible. It is the ordinary scan, the stable blood work, and the unchanged biopsy. The body functions quietly. We don't give our healthy body enough credit. One day, each of us will receive a phone call, and between a ring and a result, you will understand exactly what I mean. We spend so much life assuming our body will follow our plans, but health, it could rewrite the script of your life in a second. So go ahead and still chase positive things in life, celebrate that. But when it comes to your health, please pray for the most boring words possible, like everything looks normal, because most miracles don't look dramatic. Most miracles look boring. Thank you.